that. And more importantly, whoever feels like they struggle to have an experience or they find it very difficult, and that's even more important that you explain so you can get the help and the guidance so the next time you come, you can progress. So if you don't relay your experience, then how are you going to learn how to progress? So it's very important that you don't be shy, otherwise you're only stopping yourself from progressing further. And also if you had an experience, you should also mention, because others can learn through your experience as well. Jazakallah. So if anyone wants to raise their hands, or should I just start choosing? Hello, Brother Raf at the back.
Rafiel from Oldham. Imam Qais, recently what's happening now is, before when I used to do Muraqabah, I did mention to Dr. Sharma, I used to get packed. Now even Salah, any ibadah I do, I have a pain on my head, so I can't focus. Because normally when I read Salah, I talked to Dr. Sharma about this, that you should do Muraqabah of Allah's name, like how we do the Ascension. So during Salah I do Muraqabah of Allah's name. So whatever this entity is, it knows I'm going to do it in Salah. So even Salah, Azkars, Zikr, any form of ibadah, I get attacked on the head, so I can't focus. What do I do now?
No, don't concentrate on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
It's very painful.
So
very
also,
painful.
If the formula that Dr. Shah has given is you should stick to that formula, inshallah. The pain and everything is sometimes, maybe you speak to Dr. Shah as he's prescribed to yourself, and he'll know best because you're seeking help from him as well. But the formula is given is actually the cure. Sometimes it's that we may think we're having pain, but really it may not be. And obviously, if you keep on harking and keep on paying attention to the barks, like for example, you're on a journey, and you're noticing, oh look, the dog is barking at me. The dog is barking. Why does it keep on barking at me? Why are you paying attention? Just carry on, because that's you're saying is the moment I do ibadat, this is what happens. Then you know this is. Some people are getting attacked with whispers. Some people are being attacked by lustful thoughts. Some people are being attacked by maybe other things in Salah. You're being attacked by this. It's really not actually that much of a pain. Unless it becomes so unbearable, then it's something else. Then yeah. So basically, that things spiritually, inshallah, you can speak to Dr. Shah about that if it gets more unbearable. I don't think it is that unbearable. You know best, but speak to Dr. Shah. All I'm trying to say is that this is another way which you are going to get diverted from the actual thing. So basically, that what it's doing is that it's diverting from a real thing, which is ibadah and worship and focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's just like waswas. So if you ignore it, it will go away as well. Focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you'll see it go away. A classic example is like Rasulullah once mentioned in one of the blessed hadith and others is that and other companions that related it that when you get pins and needles on your leg, or when you get your legs become numb, and especially when you're in a salah position. I'm just saying from my own understanding how I understood that hadith. Now I'm not giving any commentary about how we've understood it from our teachers, our beloved teacher, is that at that moment when the pain comes, think of the one that you love. And the companions loved Rasulullah. When they thought about that, they felt no pain. The pain went away. Sayyidina Ali, when he's approached, they said that when should we take Sayyidina Umar and Ali and others? They said is that when shall we take this dagger out of your back? They said is that the dagger that they actually stabbed him when he was offering prayer. They said is that when I go into sajjad, then take it out. In other words, is that when a person has real connection with Allah, they forget everything else. And that is what Shaitan is trying to do, is that sometimes through whispers, like you're saying, is that you're getting fixated by pains. Before he was fixated about numbers, before he was fixated about urges, all he's doing is just playing a game with you one by one, taking to another. You got to stop ignoring, you got to ignore all that.
I've never stopped. Like in worship, I've never stopped though. Whatever
but the focus is gone.
I fight
Your
it.
focus is gone. Why are you fighting it?
I revisualize Allah's name.
So listen to me. Why are you fighting? Who's told you to fight it? Learn the art of diversion. You've been here so long. You've been hearing the teaching. Learn the art of diversion. Is that there is what is the art of diversion? Diversion is that you're going fighting it. There's a big army. You can't fight it. Okay, I can divert it and put it the other way. I.e., pain is coming, divert towards something else. Okay, that's what you do. Is that I learned the art of diversion. Speak to Dr. Shah. He'll know best exactly what your issues and problems are. But he, even in these circumstances, Dr. Shah, I see that he says a similar thing. Is that all that is happening? All your questions, most of the questions are this: is that some sort of attack or some sort of thing? And what you have to do is stop focusing on the attack and think on what is actually being a loss here. Is that what Shaitan really trying to do is make you divert yourself, take your focus away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, take your focus away from other things, other matter, the real thing. So you need to learn how to actually not to get entrapped into that. Okay, inshallah. But do seek help from Dr. Shah if it gets too much burdensome, the pain. Inshallah. And also medical help as well.
Assalamu alaikum. My
Wa
name is
alaikum assalam.
Hamza from Bolton.
MashaAllah.
So after transfer, I was at the Bolton Zawiya where I seen Hazrat Sahab. Every time I tried going there, when I was seeing him the first time, I was facing the back, and when I tried to see them, they turned their back again. So I sought forgiveness from Hazrat Sahab, and then we ended up in the Mazar Sharif of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz the Bal, where they told me to stand up. They gave me a shield, and there were arrows being launched at me, and I wasn't using my shield, and then the arrows were removed, and it happened again. But then the Hazab said, use your shield. So I used my shield, and there were no arrows that was on me. And then after that, they said to me, to News Meaning, they said that the shield for yourself is the Tariq book, the course, Azkar's book, and your Amals. And then sat down next to the blessed teacher, and I seek permission to leave.
Sometimes when Mashaykhs and even that if you go to the story, Sayyidina, there was one companion who had one strand of hair, blessed hair, Mubarak on his beard. And what happened was that he once saw the Prophet ﷺ, and this person smiled, and he thought the Rasul maybe because of this one strand of beard. He was struggling to grow a beard because of one strand of beard, maybe because of this. They used to do this beautiful smile, and they saw other people smiling as well, smirking as well. They thought it's because of this. So Shaitan whispered, obviously put the plane that you should take this off and it will be fine. This is just funny. It looks silly, isn't it? There are some brothers who have long, mashallah, beards, really wholesome, fulsome beard. Some people have really long, some people really thick, some people with thin. But he only had one strand. It took a long time, but just one strand of hair came. So when he saw the Prophet smiling, he thought maybe it's because of this. So why he thought is that, okay, I'll just pull this off. Because it looks strange, isn't it? You know, when somebody is growing a beard from the beginning, it's a little patch growing here, little patch, and you think, oh, look, I look fun, I look silly. So this is, Nafs Shaitan can play with you at times. So what happened, he'd pull it off. So next day, he tried to see the Prophet, gave salam to the Prophet. The Prophet looked the other way, didn't give salam. He looked the other way, didn't give salam. So sometimes what it is that when Mashayikhs attain the back or something, they're showing maybe the displeasure a little bit, and they explained why they had, you're probably thinking why they're showing their back. Then the latter part in the experience they're showing and explaining is that we're giving you the shield, that you're being attacked, you're not using it. That's, like this goes to most of us, is that we've been given all the armory. We're given the shields, we're given all the armor, we're given the weaponry, but we're not using it. Or we're not protecting ourselves. Or we're not actually going on the offensive. Like most of us, mashallah, all those brothers and sisters who went doing the summer event, who were helping, aiding, they were on the offensive. Acting as a shield, but on the offense. Nowadays, the battle isn't going to be on battlefields as such. This is the type of battle that we have to see. It is like a battle of falsehood and truth. This is the message, this is the conveyance of message, this is how it's going to be. Through the social media platform, through talks and seminars and so on. This is how you like. The other day, mashallah, Brother Kashif is here in Denmark last Wednesday. They did a protest in the government against the government because of the legislation to bringing so that nobody should actually burn the Quran or any holy scriptures. So in other words, that we have the weaponry, we have the shield, we have the armory, we're not using it. So you need to start using it. And what is that? Is that the course, i.e. the purpose, the maqsad and purpose of life and how to achieve Allah's rida, tariq Allah, then the amals that goes with it. There's no point of knowing about it, you need to do it as well. You need to traverse that journey. That's what you need to do. Everybody needs to do is that you've been given when people say there's the book, it's not the book. It's like, here's the Quran. It means the teaching of that book, the teaching of the Quran, you need to start implementing and manifesting into your life. It goes to every single one of us. And not just the brother, but this is a guidance for all of us. Is that we need to what? Implement that teaching. The course book will remain a course book like any other book. Just like the Quran will be a Quran like any other Quran, any of the scriptures. But until you manifest the teaching, bring Quran to life, i.e. bring the teaching, that is when it's going to benefit you. So the book is talking about what the path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your journey. And rida Allah. How you're going to achieve it is telling you. What you have to do now, the amals to do. If you're a person not doing the amals, then this is something which gives you energy and fuel to journey on. Then what else was given? Protection. Adhkars. These Muslim adhkars is your protection, your daily protection from morning to evening to morning. This is what your protection is. So in other words, that we need to start doing that, not just thinking it, not just hearing it. Not, what they say is that it goes in one ego, that we have to ourselves, every single one of us, really need to take into, really digest this, what I'm saying here. I am saying this primarily to my own self. Not about my own self, is that we've got the greatest of the teachings here in front of us in the form of this beautiful book, which is told you about the path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can read books on books upon tasawwuf. You're not going to get something like this, which explains it so easy in such a simple form. You got such amals, but other shuyukhs may be given hours and days of khalwat and chillas and hundreds and thousands of amals you got to do. 20 minutes, half an hour amals you just have to do. And people, when they hear this, other tariqas, when they hear this, how long? 20 minutes, half an hour. So they think, okay, I'm doing 3 hours of Allah, I'm doing 3 hours of this, I'm doing this virid and this virid. They only do 20 minutes. How are they achieving? And then you got such a protection, people are going to other places, the free protection in the form of the mustun of the prophetic azkar the Prophet has taught us. What more could you ask for if we're not doing it? We're at fault then. They can't, the one thing that Mashayikhs, the Prophets and Messengers of Mashayikhs, what they can't do is, they can't do the thing that you are meant to do. They can't pray for you. They can't eat for you, spiritual food, they can't do that for you. For example, Hamza, just to understand, is that when you're hungry, now you're all, I'm looking at the time, you're all probably thinking about your burgers now. It's burger time, isn't it? Yes. Burger times and munch time. Maybe some of us are thinking about maybe Turkish food or something like that just around the corner. So you're all thinking about food now. Now if you are hungry, if the other brother eats for you, does that satisfy your hunger? It doesn't, does it? So this is something that you have to do. This is something that we all have to do. In other words, that an individual thing that we have to do. We have to walk the path. They can't do it for us. We have to do it. So it's something that you need to really let it digest, and if you do that, inshallah, that's where the affairs will lie and your connection will be, inshallah. So don't get too despondent, but they're telling you this is what you need to do, my son. That's a great blessing. Great blessing in itself, that the guidance they're giving you, this is what you need to do, and take that. This is for everybody really, not just yourself, but for all of us. Is that we have the book, the course book, i.e. the book which tells you to the path to Allah, rida Allah, tariq Allah, to achieve the rida Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have been given the amals to perform, to give us the energy and the boost to actually traverse that path. And then we need some protection, don't we? So we have the Mustun Azkars, the prophetic Azkar to protect us on the way. Evil forces, which is out there, which we cannot see, which is not fair. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you this invisible, supernatural force which will protect you that we cannot see. So you can't then come like, oh, shaitan's making me do the shaitan. No. Alhamdulillah, this is all now protect from any influence, inshallah. They can't derail you from your journey. Inshallah. Okay? MashaAllah.
Bismillah. Qasim from Bolton. As soon as yourself prayed Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, straight after upon transfer, I could see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name really big in the sky, in a very beautiful way, in colours that I've not seen before. And all the light from it was directed upon the blessed teacher. And then in my heart I could hear that there's a certain closeness that can only be reached to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala via Hazrat Sahib. Then from there the scene changed and Hazrat Sahib was sitting beneath a really big tree and sat there. It was as if though it was one of my family members, or it was somebody. I feel as if though it was one of my family members, and it was as if though they were telling Hazrat Sahib something about myself, maybe complaining or something like this. And so I was very hesitant to approach and put my head down and stayed afar. Then I heard another voice in my heart saying from Hazrat Sahib, look up, and this person had suddenly vanished. And then they gave me the ishara to approach. As I started to approach, Hazrat Sahib was smiling, and we quickly transferred outside the Mazar Sharif. At the Mazar Sharif, it was myself, my brother Zain, and my mother was also there. She was very emotional, had a smile on her face as if she was stood in between us, tapping us on our back as if she was happy. Hazrat Sahib had a big smile on their face also, and then appeared Sayyidina Aziz the Bag. They mentioned that there was referring to the events of Hazrat Sahib's new world peace movement, mentioning things have just started but they're about to get bigger, and the event that we've just come from. They mentioned that use this youth, this time and this strength Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with. These are the tools you have been given for now as your resources in this blessed mission. Also was mentioned that the things that you are worried about, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't just make a way but show you a clear way. Then Sayyidina Abdul Aziz the Bag raised their hands as if to make dua, and then it was as if though all the existence of the earth had vanished and the Mazar Sharif was only there. Medina Sharif was there, Makkah Sharif was there, the resting place of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz the Bag, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala who was there. There was quite a few other resting places, but I wasn't able to recognize all these places. But it was as if though there was no other buildings, no other creatures, no nothing on the earth, on the world. Only these places were there, and there was a light going from one to another, connecting all of them together. And saying the light that Sayyidina Abdul Aziz the Bag then mentioned that the light that illuminates this world is only this light that you see. After this, that's as much as I can remember, Imam Qais, after that.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair for relating your experience, mashallah. Some things are quite self-explanatory, there's no need to delve further. So firstly is that there's a few things for us all as well. Here is that sometimes we do mistakes and errors, and we can see that other people might have complained against us to us as well. And listen carefully what I'm saying, is that you can see that you may be aware that others are complaining about you, be a family member, be a brother, a sister, whatever they're complaining. And it's come to you. You come to be aware of that. Don't make judgment and thinking that they will actually decide on the basis of what that person has said. This is actually belittling and also doing biadabi to Hazrat Sahib in one sense, or one's teacher. Because why? is that that person is telling their story, they will hear their side. There's always two sides to a story. Do you not think that they can do justice? Who can do greater justice than them? It's actually the companions. Once a person came, he went to the Prophet ﷺ, even though he's a Muslim, but he wasn't technically, just because Sayyidina Umar made sure that he wasn't anyway, is that he went and the Prophet ﷺ actually favored the non-Muslim over the Muslim. He wasn't happy about it, so he went to Hazrat Umar. Hazrat Umar, he came to Hazrat Umar, oh Umar, look, Rasul, I went to the Prophet, this such and such person did it, and Rasul favored him over it. He said, what did Rasul do? He favored the other person, right? He got the talwar, and his head was slashed off. Because when Rasul makes judgment, who can be more fairer? Who could be more fairer and just than Prophet ﷺ? So here is that, yes, we feel ashamed, we feel upset that somebody's complained or somebody's going and speaking and you feel ashamed. This is a tactic of shaitan that he wants you to stay away, distant you from a teacher, distant you from Hazrat. It's a tactic. What you should be thinking is, okay, like you're feeling embarrassed, you put your head down. This is what we always do. Somebody's complaining, oh no, now Hazrat will think bad of me. Now Hazrat will actually think, oh, he's this. Why does he not actually think it? So you distance yourself slowly, without realizing. You go further apart until the tactic of shaitan was to distance you, to take you away from Hazrat. He has done that through that one understanding you got. What you should be doing is that if a person has complained, I seek forgiveness. If a person has praised me, I thank Allah. Whatever that person doesn't matter. I will say to Hazrat, and if the Hazrat then does call me, I will give my side of the story, and then whatever judgment they want to make, they make. Allah. And if I am wrong, I rather have my father telling me off than somebody else. And my father telling me off is good for me. It means it's love. Nobody who cares about you, like we're doing the betrayal, by the way, is that whoever wants to betray you, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. That's why they'll dump you there and then. But the one who really loves you, they will tell you off because of love. Your parents are real lovers. They love you. Yes, they will tell you off because they want goodness for you. So even, let's say, for example, that complaint that was made to your teacher, to us, is true, and you are that. And then what are you ashamed about? That I am, oh no, how am I going to shame? You made a mistake, you made an error. Khair, do tawbah, seek forgiveness. It doesn't matter. But the wrong reaction here would be, oh no, what's happened here? I cannot show my face to the sub. How can I do it? My whole world is gone, finished, it's gone completely. Never. This is what exactly shaitan wants. He wants to separate you from the person who can help you to actually achieve Allah's rida. So he's happy. So this is, believe it or not, this is a tact, a shaitanic trap that shaitan does to actually put us in so that we actually fall into that. And many of us, that's what happens. Maybe not a sin. I haven't done my amals. It happens with mentors and mentees. I haven't done my sheet. Oh, I haven't seen you for 8 months. Why is that? I haven't been taking my sheet. So if you're doing this with the mentor, what are you going to do with Hazrat? Are you going to leave them? So this is, you're not taking your sheets, khair, but stick to the principle. The principle is see your mentor every month, once a month, 40 days minimum. Go and see them. Update them. Keep that contact, keep that link. So irrespective of what you see, so like you saw that person there showing smiles, put your head up. In other words, don't you get yourself down just by what you've seen and what you understand. Don't prejudge what Hazrat is going to be thinking about you. You do not know. What are you here for primarily? We are here for what? Tazkiyah. We have said we do not know how to achieve Allah's rida. Oh my master, help us, teach us, train us. And that's what they're here for. So do you think they know that you're purified, you're perfect, then they're not to be there. They don't need to be there. You should be on your journey, but we're all filthy, we're all ill. We need training. Myself, more than you guys, I need myself. I am ill, I need help. I put my hand up. So what's there to complain about? Okay, I will make mistakes. Is when you think you're perfect, then there's a problem. So you will make mistakes. So yes, fine, carry on, do tawbah. sincerely, move on. So as you moved on, you saw how pleasure they were happy, they were happy and they called you. Because ultimately, if people do complain again, they love you still for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They love the seekers, every single one of us. More so even the parents. And you all felt it, that's why you're still here, that's why you're feeling it. That's one element that many people, what we do is that we see this and we think, oh, Husab's going to judge this, and Husab's judgment is the best of judgment. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never makes us foul towards that and never think ill. Whatever judgment, there is the best of judgment. Whether my mind, intellect can understand and comprehend, forget the mind, forget the intellect, forget the heart, is the best of judgment. Simple, khalas, end of story. The other element now is that what you were saying about your parents and they were happy. Alhamdulillah, that's good. That's a good sign. And the mission, the global mission, this is right, is that was the start, that betrayal, all this mission, like they're going to be starting in Denmark as well, in Pakistan they're starting, and also in Australia will be starting, is that this is like a forefront. This is the new global mission that Hosab is telling us, is that literally what we're doing now is that in one front is that we have tried ourselves, it's not worked. Now what Hosab is doing is that I am going to now show you how I wanted to do. How they want us to actually convey the message, and the strategy that is going to be used to deploy to actually make sure the message is covered on every single facet of the earth. Every single grass, every single grain. All we got to do now is that if we want to be part of that mission, be open, be sincere, and be ready. Whatever capacity. Now, not every single one of us can be a speaker. Not every single one of us can do the camera works. Not every single we have, like you just saw, the summer camp was just a microcosm of what you all can do when we work together. Some of us attend to the car park. Some of us were team leaders. Some of us were delivering lectures. Some of us workshops. Some of us are actually taking and guiding other people. Here's the room, here's this. But everything is important. Every single aspect is important. Why? So the experience of the people is great and looks organized, and they have the maximum experience, why then they will then take the message. Every single one of us have a part to play. So don't let yourself be down or they get in the limelight. This is very, very nafsanic and shaitanic as well. One shouldn't think, oh, who is getting limelight? You were doing it for limelight or doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That just tells you your intention. Oh, they're always going to complain about me, whether I do it. Are you doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are you doing it for the people, what they're going to say? Damn if we do it, and damn if we don't. And that's what they're saying is, well, why are you doing it for them? Doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't do it for people. Don't do it for the limelight. Don't do it for popularity. Don't do it for any of this. You do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bashak, if that person is now sweeping or just turn the light on and off, he is still, if he's doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's part of the clock, part of that system. He's going to get ajr as well. So this is what you have to see. This mission is that every single one of us, brothers, sisters, all of us, we all got a part to play. If you have a skill, if you have a fun, if you have a speciality that you're good at that will help, come forward and say, I can help in this. But don't do it haphazardly in terms of the fact that, oh, I'm a designer by trade, but when it comes to doing it fi sabilillah, I can only give you 5 minutes or half-hearted. No. When it comes to fi sabilillah, what does it mean? Fi sabil Allah. The other is fi sabil dunya. Okay, this for the dunya and for your own fi nafsi, okay, for myself and my family and whatever wealth. But when it's do fi sabilillah, this is the greatest thing. I.e., in the way of Allah. Sabil is a way. For Allah, for the pleasure of Allah. And when you're doing for the pleasure of Allah, it should be the greatest, the best. Full effort is given. Be it you're doing a talk, be it actually taking somebody from one place to another, be it doing the media, be it doing the design, do it properly. Do it properly and give your full heart to it when you're doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That way, you see how, if everybody makes ourselves sincere and everybody says that we're going to all work together in unison. We're going to all try to tolerate one another, and we're going to go in a full unison way. Imagine, I'm saying is that just imagine when Fatah Makkah, when it came, what happened was that when Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left Makkah, he left with Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq in tears. When he migrated to Medina. The next moment we come to Makkah, he had 10,000 army and people were awestruck. That is it. Now what happens is that just by seeing the sheer size and numbers, they gave up the swords. If we can now convey that message in unison, all across the globe, people will just come in the droves. And we have to be ready and prepared for that. But sincerity, ikhlas, humility, humbleness, unity, unison with one another, tolerance, forgiving each other for the mistakes. We're all going to do that. We're going to have mistakes. We've got to try to understand this vision, and then hopefully we can carry that message forward. But none of you should think I can. Every single one of you should think is that I want to be blessed. I am blessed if Allah selects me to do anything of it. And think that Allah has favored you, because you could have spent that weekend in any other way. Like those brothers who didn't go, those sisters didn't go, they probably went to weddings, they probably went to shopping, they probably went to takeaway, kebabs, etc., etc. But you spend those 3 days or 4 days or so in the way of Allah to convey that message. That's the greatest thing you can do. And that person, even who's cleaning, he's in the way of Allah. That person who's actually kapa, he's in the way of Allah. He just gets the same reward. So you can't always be orators. No, okay. Be a person who can actually help with security. Be a person who can help with the cleaning. Be a person who can actually help distribute leaflets, whatever it is. Be part of that, if you can. Okay, mashallah. Is there any others?
Does anyone want to get the experience, please?
Okay. So seeing as this blessing, we'll just do a little bit of azkars and dhikr. Also make intention that whatever supplication you recite from Muslim azkars, we're going to send this a reward as a way of thanking Allah for sending us Sayyidina Abdul Zubar Rahmallah and their teaching through our beloved teacher Shaykh Ahmad Abba, and thanking Allah for Shaykh Ahmad Abba as well for them and their teaching. So we'll do a little bit of dhikr for 5 minutes or so, not too long, so don't worry about your kebabs and burgers. It's getting there, it's being prepared, inshallah it's there, so don't worry about that, inshallah. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم 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 محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن عجم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا فاعلم أنه إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله إلا الله إلا الله إلا الله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله سبحان الله عدد ما خلق سبحان الله ملء ما خلق سبحان الله عدد ما خلق سبحان الله ملء ما خلق سبحان الله عدد ما في السماوات وما في الأرض سبحان الله ملء ما في السماوات وما في الأرض سبحان الله عدد ما أحصى كتابه سبحان الله ملء ما أحصى كتابه سبحان الله عدد كل شيء سبحان الله ملء كل شيء أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. MashaAllah, in our presence we have our wonderful brother Kashif, who's come all the way from Denmark. And as you know that brothers who are musafir, their dua is maqbool. So I'd like Brother Kashif to actually make dua for us, inshallah, and thank Allah SWT for blessing us with such a teacher, Shaykh Ahmad Dabar, through which we've been given Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabar and their teaching and the path to Allah SWT.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل صلاة كاملة وسلم سلاما تاما على سيدنا محمد الذي تنحل به العقد وتنفرج به الكرب وتقضى بالحوائج وتنال به الرغائب وحسن الخواتيم ويستسقى الغمام بوجه الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه في كل لمحة ونفس بعدد كل معلوم لك. Ya Allah, please accept our gathering. Ya Allah, please accept our zikr. Please accept our presence. Ya Allah, everything what we have done, Ya Allah, please accept and forgive our shortcomings. Ya Allah, bless this day, Ya Allah, that you have blessed one of the great awliya, Ya Allah, in this world, Ya Allah. Bless also our lives, Ya Allah, with some greatness that we can come close to you, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, forgive everyone that have done intentionally, unintentionally, especially myself, Ya Allah, that have come with maybe wrong intentions, Ya Allah. Please correct our intentions and reward according to yourself, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, everybody who has come here, Ya Allah, bless them more and more, Ya Allah, and forgive all the minor, bigger sins of the families, neighbors, everybody who we know, Ya Allah, whoever we have spoken to, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, through the blessed Mashaykh, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, bless all the Ummah, bless all the Muslims, all the non-Muslims, Ya Allah, the whole world, Ya Allah. Those who are non-Muslims, Ya Allah, bless them with Iman, Ya Allah, and those who have Iman, Ya Allah, bless them with the Istiqamah, and those who have the Istiqamah, bless them with Qabuliyah, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, give all those who are sick, Ya Allah, Shifa, and all those who are struggling, Ya Allah, in their daily life with daily problems, Ya Allah. Give them, Ya Allah, relief and give them solution to their problems, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, bless our parents, raise their rank, Ya Allah. Those who are living, Ya Allah, give them shifa and long life. And those who have passed away, Ya Allah, give them high ranks and Ya Allah, ajr and Jannat al-Firdaus, Ya Allah. Bless our Mashaykh, Ya Allah, in the best of ways. We cannot even ask for what we want to ask, Ya Allah. We ask that you bless, Ya Allah, the Mashaykh, Sayyidina Abdul Aziz al-Dabagh, our teacher, Sayyidina Ahmad Dabagh, Ya Allah, in the best of ways, Ya Allah. Only you can bless and reward them, Ya Allah, for what they are doing, Ya Allah. We cannot even thank them as we should thank them. We cannot even express our words, Ya Allah, and feelings, what we have in our hearts will remain, Ya Allah. سبحان ربك رب العزة أما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين.